Hello, good morning, welcome back to my channel. My name's Louise and this is Louise's Lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. So today's episode is about Musa, banana plants basically. I've got three plants that are currently outdoors, and I've just come back from my local Tesco supermarket and I saw this, and I believe it just says Musa on there, which means banana plants. There's nothing on the back to indicate what variety it is. It's just general care, and I think it's a dwarf Cavendish because that's the one that's most commonly sold as an indoor banana, like a house plant basically. So this Cavendish, it's got a nice sort of reddish hue to the main stem and lots of pups, which is very sort of common when you get a dwarf Cavendish. I've lost count of how many dwarf Cavendish I've had over the years. Sometimes they're labelled, sometimes they're not, like this one. And I don't seem to be able to keep them alive very long. I don't know what it is. They just start to go yellow, then the stem starts to rot, and I try keeping it on the dry side, and then that seems to attract spider mite, and then you watering them to hopefully sort of keep the spider mite at bay. That doesn't work, you end up with root rot. So yeah, not the easiest, not for me anyway, but I still like them. And this was the only plant, the only Musa that they had. It was just there on its own, randomly, amongst the usual orchid plants that they sell, and these calancos and succulent plants. There it was on its own, like saying, come on, take me home. So yeah, £12, not bad really. That's the usual, about that price, aren't they? I've had them cheaper than that. I've got them for £6, £7 before now. I got some Enset, not this year, last year, and they were selling those off at £5. I tried to overwinter them. They were being sold off sort of at the end of the summer, so didn't really get much of a chance to grow, and they died over winter, unfortunately. So yeah, treat myself. Had a lot of upheaval recently, a lot of messing about with the kitchen and the bathroom. The kitchen's complete, although there's still a lot of stuff. Only yesterday did I get access to this area here. There were doors piled and panels, etc. were along this area. So that's the reason why these wrappers are still on, because you can see how dirty they are. So they've only just become accessible to me. And this area here, once I've got the windows cleaned and everything, I'm hoping to put and these boards and stuff out of the way. I'm going to have some of my outdoor tropicals overwintering here, and that's not something new. Over the years I've had my bougainvilleas, I've had dwarf Cavendish in fact in this corner here, but I had a dining table in this place, so I didn't really have that much area to use. So now I've got a bit more. I can maybe have the large taro that you can see out there, the large taro, and then let's go and have a look at the other Musas. So my garden's been like a building site since August, when the work started, and we're heading into October. So this is the So apologies for the state of the garden. This is my Musa Sikkimensis. I got this from Planet Banana along with a Helen's hybrid, but fortunately that was last year, and this one managed to come through the winter period, but the Helen's hybrid didn't. That's got a little snail on it, so one thing before I bring it in, I'm going to have to spray it. I haven't got any insecticide. See, there's another snail there, and they'll be in the folds of all this, and I need to clear the top layer of soil and actually lift it out of the pot and just check the base to make sure there are no slugs or snails, and give it a good spray before I bring it in. And this is one of the pups from the Musa that I also got last year and overwintered indoors. And I've separated some of the pups out, and I've put the main plant, I'll go over there in a minute, in ground. So I need to prepare that area for winter. It probably will die back, the one that's in ground, but this is the pup that I took out, and there's another pup there. So these two, these will be coming indoors. So I'll sort of tidy it up, trim off those leaves. I need to order a bug spray. I've got an antifungal spray which I will use, probably use that today, and then spray it with the anti-bug spray, and then it'll be ready to come indoors. Obviously after I've tidied up the pot as well, you know, checked everything. Let's go and have a look at the main Musa stew. Right, so these are two of the plants that I've got outside that are going to have to come indoors. This is Musa Sikkimensis, and this is these are pups off the main Musa stew plant, which is over there. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But yeah, I need to prepare these to bring them indoors. See, there's snails on there. This is a plant I got last year from Planet Banana, and one of two banana plants. The other was it Helen's hybrid. Unfortunately that did come through the winter, but once I brought it outside it just it had rotted at the base. So, but this one made it and put on some growth. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to spray it. I've got my bug clear and also fungus clear. Those are the two things that are things like spider mite and all kinds of fungal bacteria that can quickly cause root rot. So I need to scrape off the top layer of soil and tip it out of the pot just to make sure the bottom roots are in good condition, and then just put it back in. I'm not going to change the size of pot or put fresh compost. I don't think I'll need to put fresh compost, just to make sure it's clear of bugs. Same with this Musa stew pups. These are too young to stay outdoors. They'll just rot and they won't have developed a big enough corm to regrow again next year. So these will come in. So the same thing, I'll have to trim off all this dead foliage, clear out the weeds, tip it out of the pot, check the roots, and spray with the same fungus clear and bug clear. That's gone. So tipped it out and it's nice and clean. Roots look nice and healthy, so I'm not going to mess with that. Check the pot inside, can't see any nasties in there. Might just spray it with the fungus clear just in case there's anything bacterial in there. And then I give this a good spray, remove the dead foliage, and it'll be ready to come indoors. Right, so there's the Musa stew pups tipped out. You can see there are lots of little creepy crawlies in there. Wood lice, possibly snails. Yep, looks like snails' eggs in there. So I'm going to have to shake off all that soil. The roots look okay. Shake off all that soil, trim off the dead foliage and repot in fresh compost. Right, fresh soil in there. So yeah, I'm going to keep it on here, stop any of the wood lice crawling back in under the pot. I need to get a tray actually underneath there, so that should stop it. But sprayed with antifungal, and then I'll leave that for a day, and then I'll spray it with the bug clear. Both of them actually. Spray this, leave it a day for the fungal spray to work, and then hopefully that'll protect it. Spray the inside of this pot as that one with the antifungal. Winterizing the Musa stew. I've never done in ground before. I've always had it in a pot. The last time I had one in a pot, it was okay inside the greenhouse, and then I lost the greenhouse, so I had the Musa stew in the same pot outside, covered with plastic, and I think that's what caused it to rot. It wasn't breathable. The plastic didn't do it any favours, so yeah, so I'll have to rethink what I'm going to do for this Musa stew. Right, so I've cleared this area here of this helianthus. Still quite a lot left, but that will die back and become very sort of like woody and twiggy. I'll probably use the woody stems as insulation, and I'm thinking surround this area with some of these large potted tubs as a kind of a shield all the way round. Leave it open at the top, but protect the ground round here. So I've put 3 largish pots around, and got more stuff in the trug there. 3 large tubs. I just need to gather a few more to make a circle, and hopefully that will create a sort of barrier against the cold, and I'll plug up any gaps with tiles, bricks, whatever, and I will place some tiles over the comb or around the comb as close as possible, and if it does fully die back, I'll cover the comb with some tiles or slate, and hopefully that will protect it, keep it from completely dying off. I do expect it to die back, but hopefully to grow back again in the spring, and that's the aim, to have it permanently in ground and to grow back each year. So wish me luck, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.